Hello and welcome back to Replay Revelation. Here I want to show you some hidden treasures that came up while I played off screen. Alrighty, welcome back to Chaos Zombies. Happy to be back, love seeing some zombie action. Playing against Tommy. Exclamation mark. Alright. Pretty, experienced, middle experienced. Middle elo, I would say. They start with a pod. We have the Thunder Dragon, which is a very, very big exception in the zombie deck, trust me. So they have duo. Unfortunate. Start with a DD Warrior Lady and 2 sets. Hitting the creature swap. And I think we discard... Well, Storm is too good here. But we could discard Storm or Snatch. Because we could bring it back with them off, but I think this is the better choice, definitely. Like, we discarded Thunder Dragon, drawing another Thunder Dragon. Awesome. There was one time I discarded Thunder Dragon to search it out, and I saw like the next 2 cards would have been Thunder Dragon. What are the chances? What are the chances? So we hit the Storm, they chain Jar, and we destroy 1 Sakuretsu armor. We discard Thunder Dragon now. We stormed first, so they cannot chain Dust Shoot, but they would have activated it anyways in standby, I think. But snatching the Warrior Lady is always something you want to do, because they have to get rid of it. We get a definite plus, so pretty good here. And then we can set them off to maybe get back to Storm, but I think Creature Swap is way better in this position, because we don't want to Storm the Snatch. They would get back the DD Warrior Lady. So I think, depending on what they do now, maybe we can even get back to Snatch. Let's see. So they... Oh yeah, I just thought they paid 1,000 and played their second Delinquent Duo. So Thunder Dragon of their own. So this looks like Chaos Warrior. I remember when I started playing Goat format and played like Turbo, I was like, why does not everyone playing DD Warrior Lady? It's so good. And I played DD Warrior Lady in Turbo, and it's like, okay, no, just no. But if you start, you don't get like, you don't know to concentrate on one like theory, like being aggro, not being aggro. That stuff you have to learn. They get a Blade Knight by Rhoda. Unfortunately, will negate our Moth and set a back row. We got a card destruction, unfortunately just with 1 TD. And I think we have to use it here. We could wait for a Serpent, but I don't think the chances are so low. So we use it here to have a use of it. In general, we have a call. No zombies so far. This was, I think that was the duel. I thought it would be Turbo. I made a wrong note, and I started the replay like now, and you don't really see its zombies so far, except for like the creature swap, but I didn't see it at the time. And then I was like, as soon as like the first, I think Pyramid Turtle comes or so, I was like, oh, okay, the last 5 minutes were nothing, kind of. Yeah, like Kira O says, shoutouts here, I'm getting old, I retired. So they discarded a Sasuke, 2 Thunder Dragons, and a Kaiku. Of course, the card destruction wasn't that good because they had Thunder Dragons, but in that situation, you just want to use it. We got rid of the monsters by an attack. They found Graceful. We, of course, set the call. They discard Dust Tornado. Let's see what else. So no Thunder Dragons to discard anymore. Burrophos. Okay, this must be a good hand. Okay, summoning Tribe, so that tells me they just have like maybe just back row. Because you wouldn't play Tribe if it's not the only monster you have. Yeah. Raigeki Break. So we don't really have a target for the call, so we just set the Raigeki Break. Hopefully it will put in some work. It won't, because they have an end phase MST. Alrighty. Maybe the last card in hand is a that does shoot, they can discard maybe a knock they want to discard. But they should definitely think we play control or turbo at this point. Yeah, and here we drew the Pyramid Turtle, and I was like, wrong deck. You're getting old, Construct. So now the call is very good because we can push, see if they have something. They have a Sakuretsu. We definitely call back the turtle here to see if they have something else. Maybe we can bring out the Solemn. Of course, we want to keep the turtle, but let's see what they have. Why would they set something that they can't activate? Oh. So attack goes through, very good. We bring out, I think at this point I want to bring out a Vampire Lord instead of a Cocky. Well, they have Chaos Life. But with the back row, I think Vampire Lord is the choice here. They still got Moth. All the good spells are gone, so I would say Trap, I think. Yep. Because they could just get rid of a knock. That would kind of help them. And I think Trap is the right thing here. Of course, they can just get rid of jars, but we have to choose something, and it's definitely not Monster. So, well, at this point, you could say Monster, because they already have, like, Dark and Light, but it would feel pretty wrong. So, here comes the guy. Alright, just another monster, and they win. Turbo is doing turbo things. That's a GG. Quick look in the graveyard. Always look in the graveyard when you know you lose, so you can get more info. You would maybe have overlooked. So you say overlooked? No, that's the wrong word. You would have missed. If I would translate directly to German, it would be overlooked, but an overlook is something else. I think the German guys know what I mean. So here we set just the scapegoats. We sided into control, as it seems. Don't know why. Oh, no. Of course, it's Warrior. It's not. I thought it was Turbo, but it was Chaos Warrior. So the Metamorphosis and Scapegoats make much sense here against like an aggro deck. No dust shoots from our side. Don't worry, opponent. Don't worry, Tommy. Sure. Get 2 Kaikus by your Thunder Dragon. I was so confused. Like, this cannot be a mistake. You cannot search out 2 Thunder Dragons. Like, what did they do? Did they want to cheat? I don't know. I don't know. Ladder. Just ladder things. So, this happens sometimes in zombies. You just can't do anything. Kind of. Because like, there's a missing zombie, or you have like proactive cards like Brain Control, Snatch Steal, or a Dead BLS in your start hand. So we just wait. We can chain both. I wanted to chain the MST for the meme. It's a jar, so we definitely chain the scapegoats. So Storm is out, and it's fine. We just lost the MST. I always think like the past version of lose is lose. I don't know why. Of course they got the tribe, but we have a Brain Control to maybe get rid of it. We can discard a Book of Life, which is dead right now. A dead Book of Life. Oh, that changes some stuff. Nice. So we can Brain Control the tribe. Use the effect. I think before attacking. Oh, I'm so dumb. I just wanted to say, we use the effect, discard Book of Life to get rid of the tribe. Discard Cocky to get rid of the tribe. Bring it back with Book of Life, we can just tribute it. I don't know where my brain was right now. I'm glad we did it right in the duel itself. And I remember, of course, they solemn the Cocky. We bring it back with Book of Life. I think they even solemn the Book of Life. No, okay. But I remember it went pretty fast here, I think. Still got a Snatch. We still got a Book of Life to bring it back. If they do something, we have Thunder Dragons Engrave for the Book of Life. They don't have a Dark yet. Maybe we draw into anything we can get a dark and the light engrave. Let's see. Snatch is not the worst here. Okay, that's fine. That's exactly game. So I think we try... Okay, let's see. We can... I think we first summon Pyramid Turtle. See what they have. Alright. Now we try to snatch. Now we attack. Now we... Okay, we don't win, but we got out the Sakuretsu. They still got no dark, so we don't have to use Book of Life. We just decided to set it. We have a Pyramid Turtle on field. That's nice. Yeah, perfect. GG. Game 2 goes to our side, so we have a game 3. Awesome. The matchup against like aggro is pretty good with the control side. Zombies in general are like when I played Earth and I played against zombies, it was so hard because you don't want to attack into the turtle. They have creature swaps. You don't want to use duo because they have maybe some like heal from the dark or stuff like that. You should try out some despair from the dark. Sometimes maybe in the side against like hand rip decks like with Dani and Reaper and stuff. It would be so funny, but it's not worth it. So they have a very good start. Rhoda. Comment if you're a team like Rhoda to thin the deck or Rhoda if you really need something. I always try to hold it for the situation. Of course, always depends on the situation, but you know what I mean. So, an upstart. Edie, Warrior Lady. So they have Exiled Force in hand. Got the Storm and the Faith. I think we duo first. No, I think it doesn't really matter if we Storm first. I think we duo first because then they don't know that they don't have the back row anymore and would maybe discard differently. But we decided to do it that way, maybe to get out a Solemn first. I don't think it makes the big difference here, so all cards should be real, no Thunder Dragons anymore. Discarding a Kaiku, that brings a Dark engrave. And a Knock, they kept a Knock, good to know. I think this is an easy creature swap here. Man, I love the deck so much, it's so cool. So, we have again their DD Warrior Lady. Of course, we don't banish. I think we can bait set the Book of Life. It's the most bait setted card in the zombie deck. Because we don't have a zombie yet and we play around duo and we have something on field. And the chances aren't that low that they get into duo because they already like resolved Charity and Pod, so I think that's fine to do. There comes the Exiled Force. That's what I mean, like, of course we had the creature swap, we had to like invest, but now it's a 2-for-1. It's so nice. With the Serpent even more. Get back to Serp. I think here we definitely set Faith because they got rid of one Knock. Maybe they have another one, but I don't think so. We should definitely try to get a duo back, maybe a Storm. But I think duo is the better choice here since we also got 1,000 from the upstart. So it's not really a cost, if you know what I mean. Man, I love the yellow light. It fits so perfectly to the zombie theme and layout with the Pyramid Turtle. Looks so like the same with the Gravekeepers. It just fits the topic very good. But I'm not sure if we had the orange light at the Gravekeeper video. I didn't mention it. I totally forgot. I didn't show the deck list in this video because I showed it in episode 1. So just check out episode 1 of the replay. Just check out the episode 1 of the replay revelation. Chaos Zombie. Serious, there you find the deck list for the deck. I mostly don't do any changes because it doesn't happen so often. So they search for Blade Knight. Again, our Moth is unfortunately negated. Would be cool, but what should we do? We have a tribe we should use here, I think, with the Serpent. We could also go into Tear first. I think that's even better in that situation. Because, okay, we decided for tribe. That's fine too. Effect, get rid of the Blade Knight. Of course, if they have a Kaiku and get rid of the tribe or so, this would be bad because we would lose the Serpent. So maybe Tear would have been the safer play, kind of. But I would rather have a Tear than a tribe, I think. So the problem now is we would have had a... Nah, we wouldn't have a Tear here because they would have Saku'd it. But now we would have the tribe to make some pressure. But it is what it is. We summon the Serpent. We can protect it with the Mirror Force. We are super healthy, so why not taking the damage? 300 is 300. We saw it often enough that 100 life points can matter. So I take the damage I can do. So take the damage I can do. Does that make sense? I hope you know what I mean. Take any damage you can do to your opponent. So that is what I mean. Sangan. That's that weird spot for the opponent, like 1300 coming every turn, and you don't want to do anything against them. It's so funny. So funny. I hate that spot if I were in their position. Because it is damage. It's already 1600 by those guys with both turns. But you don't want to waste resources, and so they have a breaker. Hopefully they will hit the Book of Life, not the Mirror Force. We gave them a fake think emoji. You can do that. They go after the new one. I would have done the same, I think. Because mostly if you set another one into the first, it is the real one because the first was a bait. They attack into the Serpent. We don't really care. Raigeki Break. Very good for future plays. We could just go to defense here. Or we use, we get out Tear. They have left Mirror Force, Torrential, etc. I think, yeah. Keeping Serpent in hand for the Raigeki Break is better, I think. They already used Storm? No, that was last game or first game, I think. Really need to find a zombie here. You see again, like no Thunder Dragon, no zombie. But we get a Surge now, and I think we get into Pyramid Turtle. Because we have the Book of Life. That makes Book of Life live. Always one joke of that in every Chaos Zombie video. Bold Prio. We definitely want a Raigeki Break here, I think. No. Not worth it. They didn't play Dust Shoot last game and the first game, so should be fine. We summoned Pyramid Turtle first. I think we wanted to thin out the deck, maybe. Okay, they have a Mirror Force. Nice, it's gone. Now we can use Pod. Get into BLS and another Pyramid Turtle. Let's see what they have in Grave. They have a Dark, so we definitely use Book of Life here to get rid of the Kaiku. So they don't have a Dark anymore. Of course, they have their Breaker, but we have BLS live. They could be Torrential, so of course we could have think about like banishing the Breaker to avoid a Chaos Monster. But we got the Metamorphosis, we got the Raigeki Break. There's no hurry to use BLS. They could have a Snatch. So let's see what they do. We can chill. Let's see what they do. Maybe they attack into the turtle. Ring. That's fine. They're already at 3,000 life. 4,000 life. My math is just so bad. Duo. That could be bad for us. Hopefully they hit the Serpent. Metamorphosis. Okay, yeah, we definitely discard the Serpent, of course. We take the damage, 3,900. So only Torrential is still in the game. That will like hurt us pretty much. We draw into Ring, so BLS would be game anyways. So I think here we get back to Serb, use Raigeki Break on the new set. Because if it's a Solemn, BLS wouldn't stay on field. But like I would use Raigeki Break on one of the back row, then bring out BLS. If they have something, they have to do it then, and then we can win with the turtle. We decided to first bring out BLS. No. Okay, we try to go for game. That's it? Okay. That went faster as I thought. That's what she said. They had a jar and a storm. Okay, they didn't have anything. Well, love myself seeing some chaos zombie action winning. That was match number 1. We go right into match number 2. Alrighty, Glob of Ectoplasm is our second opponent. Very very high elo. 1,340. I don't know what place they were on the ladder top, but never been so high. I think the highest I was like 1,200 something. I think one time, I don't know which part of the season it was, but I was like place 5 or so. That was funny. Back in the days when I really tried hard to climb on the ladder. So we had Thunder Dragon and a pot, set the Reaper and a ring. I'd rather wanted to have a Reaper banished than a Moth in that case. They had a duo, hit the Thunder Dragon, lucky for us. They have an upstart. We have a Zaborg, a Call, the Moth, and a Braincon. Braincon pretty good with the Zaborg if they would have had more monsters. They knocked our Reaper. And we draw into Spy. Spy, of course, very good for the Zaborg. So I think we could be like greedy and set Faith. They already used the knock. I think both ways would be good, but I'd rather have the Spy. Because I wanted to have to thin the deck first, and if they have another knock, be my guest. They have a skilled Dark Magician, so let's see what this is. I don't remember anything, of course. We get out the Spy, they set another monster. We have a live BLS if we tribute summon for Zaborg. We don't really need it because we can just use Zaborg's effect to get rid of the set monster. Very good here. It's a Moth. So glad to see that one go. They have a book against our Zaborg. We don't really care. We can ring the skilled Dark. Or we just bring out BLS and banish it. Doesn't really matter. We would get rid of a Dark, but the risk for a Torrential is way too much here. So they have a Ashura Priest. I think we ring that one. But we don't really care, right? Yeah, I didn't want to ring the skilled Dark because of the Dark Engrave then. So I think we want to have a use of the ring here. That's why we used it on the Ashura Priest. They have a Dust Shoot, unfortunately, so they get rid of the BLS, I think. Yep. So now we can bring back Zaborg if we want. Or we just set them off and chill. We don't need to use the call on the Zaborg. Of course, it's more pressure. But we could also play the slow play, set Zangan, and just chill. I think that's better. Maybe even... No, we don't have to set the Braincon to get under Dust Shoot because we are under Dust Shoot anyways. They go to defense, which I think is interesting. Now we have the Zangan and the Spy. But I think we just set the Moth. It's difficult. It's difficult. Yeah. Setting them off. They have scapegoats. Glad we didn't use Storm for a push or so. So let's see what they have. They attack into the Moth. We get back the pot, I think. Yep. That's it. Why did they activate scapegoats? Maybe they thought they have a meta? I don't know. So I remembered him or her to put on the counters. It can matter with a snatch or so. So we draw back into BLS, which is very nice here, of course. I want to use pot here. I think there's no reason not to do it. Knock and snatch. Alrighty. I think we want to be aggressive here. They have no back row. Do we have any game shot here? We could brain con the guy. No, not really. Not really. We decided to attack with the Sangan. Very curious what our plan is here. I mean, we could snatch it and, like, get rid of it, but it seems we didn't want to use BLS already. Now we have an MST, which is good against snatch. So now it's the time for BLS. Okay, we have a knock. We have a knock. It's not yet time for BLS. We knock a Dekoichi. That seems to be the only one they have. Well, in deck. So we attack into another goat. I am surprised how slow I play here. That doesn't mean it's wrong. But usually I play way more aggressive, I think. They attack into the Sangan. We get finally a turtle. Which changes some stuff. Still got the call. We could even call back the BLS. I really don't know why we didn't play BLS already. Could have been way more aggressive here. So now they have a dark. They had Thunder Dragon. Okay, they tributed it for the Thunder Dragon. They had a Metamorphosis. Maybe wanted to wait. I don't see that play. Maybe to get a Dark Engrave. I think now we have the creature swap even. Could Brain Con. Token. Banish the other token, use creature swap for the Thunder Dragon. That wouldn't make sense, so. I think, okay, they knew about the turtle, so maybe that's why they wanted to get rid of the skill Dark, but I really don't see the play. I really don't see it. Let's see what we do. Okay, we use Snatch on the Scapegoat. Use Braincon on the Scapegoat. I think we go to attack with the Spy. Okay, now creature swap. Now BLS, I think. Oof. Okay, but we don't have space. Well, I take it. I take it. GG. GG. On Thunder Dragon again and a zombie monster in the start hand. That is very rare with this deck. We have a Tsukiyomi. So we sided into control. Didn't really know what they play. Looked like turbo, like control with the skill Dark. So not as memey as I thought. I think that what's it's called? The frog. It looks so cool. So cool. So they have the skill Dark on field. We set the MST and chill. We have a Kaiku. Or later, maybe banish. Banish plays. So we can get over the skill Dark with the Kaiku, and I think that's what we want to do. Keep the pressure. Now they have two Darks. Let's see what they search for. Maybe Tsukiyomi. Serpent. Okay. Maybe they have Tsukiyomi already in hand, or want to do something else, maybe meta. Thought. That's also an opportunity. I wanted to say possibility. They found Thunder Dragon and have Tribe. That makes sense with the SERP. Discard for both. Attack. Well, we got another turtle here. Very nice. So, summoning turtle, get in. I think at this point we bring out Hockey. Maybe we even sided out the Vampire Lord. Sometimes I do it against more aggressive decks. Let's see. We got the Lord. Get in. Yeah. I just wanted to say we use Spell here for an upstart. Set the ring. And pass the turn. Light, dark already set up. We never see Sork with the zombie deck. Never. Unfortunately, they have a storm, so our back row is gone. They set a monster, they have a meta. Glad we have the Tsukiyomi. They attack for a 2k. Hopefully no back row. Alright, very back row unheavy. So they have the Serp and Grave, that is awesome. So we summon Tsukiyomi. Get Vampire Lord to Grave. We didn't use Book of Life now. I really wonder why. That was a misplay. That was a definite misplay. Why didn't I threw away 2k damage. Well, can't have it all. Here's the punish, but we wouldn't have won anyways. Well, maybe if we would have attacked with the Lord and they had to search out like a spell or a trap or whatever, they wouldn't have gotten into Snatch maybe if it was off the top. But let's go into game number 3. Sided into anti-troll, of course, with the Ashura Priest. I think we have also Lightning Vortex now in the deck. Here comes a Reaper. That hurts. That comes out of nowhere. Let's see what they hit. Knock. Alright. But we have the Pro Set heavy. Maybe we can get out Scapegoats like that. Yep, there we go. We found Thunder Dragon, get rid of a Torrential also, which is very good. We get rid of the tokens by the Ashura Priest, of course. And get some damage in against the Reaper. I don't think we use Snatch against the Reaper. We have Raigeki Break for that, so I think we set Raigeki Break and Mirror Force. And pass the turn. The attack, we use Raigeki Break. Okay, we use the Mirror Force. Yeah, I think Raigeki Break is way more flexible. Maybe we draw into Serpent, which is better for the break, of course. Draw into Call, not really a target in Grave. I think it's just Ashura Priest attack. See what they have. I assumed like a Sangan or so because they set it into like the knowing, like with the knowledge of Ashura Priest, so it's fine. It's another Skilled Dark, so maybe this is just for the aggressive route or so. I just thought we still have the Mirror Force, but we still got the Raigeki Break. I think, yeah, I wanted to get rid of the Tsukiyomi because before it can do any trouble later with like a Moth or so. They have Chaos Life now because they found Thunder Dragon. It's a fine spot. Not good, not bad. Wished myself like a zombie or anything aggressive. I take the Scapegoats. Was writing very cool match for. Very cool match so far. We attack. Maybe we want to snatch it. No. We just... I don't know why we did that. Oh. Well. Torrential is not bad. Not bad at all. They still have Storm. But if they like summon Tsukuyomi, this would be a very good torrential. Okay, another set. Very slow game here. Fortunately, we don't get over the skilled dark. But we chill. We chill. Got the torrential. Got the scapegoats. Now we have a turtle. So I think we could summon turtle. Even use snatch. Yeah, why not? Why not? Torrential's out. They have scapegoats. So I think they have a meta or so. But I would let them have the tear, because we have the torrential. We would get rid of their skill dark, of their scapegoats, and the tear. I think that's fine. We definitely keep the lightning vortex, because these are just like 2 scapegoats. Upstart. Skill darkers on 3. We could get rid of it by fail to find, if we want to do that. They found a graceful with a serpent. Go TD, only 1 left in hand. They have the meta. Summon it in defense. We can, of course, also think about using lightning vortex. But I think torrential is fine here. We have to call for the turtle anyways. And we want to have a use of the torrential and get rid of the skill dark. We have a breaker. We have the scapegoat. So now Ashura Priest gets over the breaker, which is good. Did they see scapegoats from us so far? I don't think so. Rain Con. Yeah, I think just summon Ashura Priest, go in, torrential is out. We have to call for next turn. There's the Mirror Force, okay. Is that the call? They still have Storm. We're pretty healthy still. Okay. Ring. Yeah, I think we just get back the turtle. Tag into Breaker. Get Vampire Lord. I think Cocky's better. Torrential and Mirror Force are out. Doesn't really matter here. Yeah. Cocky does more damage, is bigger. You get over the Breaker, of course. Set the ring. And relax. They have an MST. Of course, we chain the ring to the Serpent. Why not? Oh yeah, it's standby. Low L. Okay. But it's fine. They get rid of the last token. Have a creature swap. We have Tribe. I think we just use Tribe against the Cocky. No game or so yet. So we just get in with the guys. 1900. Could bait set the Brain Con or so, but I think I want to keep it for maybe a Tribe discard fodder or a Lightning Vortex discard fodder. That's better, I think. They don't have the Serpent because it's on our field, so it's not the worst here. BLS. Alright. That's not the worst. Like, all the mass removal traps are gone. We have a pot. I think we set something before just to be sure to play around Dust Shoot. But they didn't show it the whole match, I think. So I think it should be fine. But yeah, let's be safe. Morph and Duo. Duo doesn't do so much here, but we should use it before they get back the Serpent. We have to get rid of the BLS. We could use Brain Control and then set the Faith. Could use Duo, then do the plays, but we decided to do the plays before. We get rid of the BLS, which is nice because it's a control, like Chaos Control-ish deck, as it seems. So maybe they play also a Sork. We decided not to use the Duo. Maybe it's better for a final push or so. Have to Serb. Unfortunately, they have a knock. But we get rid of their moths too. That's also like the plan. Our moth. Book of Life. That's interesting here. So we can get back the Cocky. They just have one light left. It's interesting. Okay, they have one Thunder Dragon in hand. I'd rather like banish the Serpent with the Book of Life and wait till we get over it. But I think we have to apply pressure here. We're pretty low. The mass removal is gone. We use Duel. I think they have at least one Scapegoats down there. So now the last Thunder Dragon is gone. We hit a meta. That's very good. So 2 metas are gone. We would have lost so hard if we wouldn't hit the meta, I think. Yeah. So we get back in the turtle, I think. Yep. Because we would lose to Snatch. We would get back Cocky. We don't lose to Snatch if we get back the turtle. And also we have a float. So I'd rather have the turtle instead of a Cocky. Cocky's just a beater. And I think that's fine. So they have one light left. Not the best position, not the worst. Ring is still in the game. We also don't die to Ring with the turtle. That's why I decided to do it. They have a creature swap. So creature swapping a turtle is like, in my eyes, a desperate play. So they don't have the best cards, I think. We have one more turn to live. We draw into turtle. Hello. So we definitely try to attack in our turtle. That's why you usually don't want to like creature swap for a turtle of the opponent or a recruiter in general, because look at this. If this goes through, we just, well, okay, we have a turtle left and a vampire lord. Glad we have those. So it goes through. Get the guys. Unfortunately, it's not game, but this is just hilarious for us. Like I said, there have to be scapegoats down there. I don't think we even attack into them. Because if they have like Chaos and Tear, or I don't know, I think because we have the Lightning Vortex, I'd rather have... Yeah, I'd rather have the space blocked. But to set a monster, we draw into Breaker, which is good here. So we... That's difficult. That is difficult. I think we just summon Breaker and pop the back row. That's the better play. We won't have game anyways. So we attack into the tokens. Okay, and the set monster. It's a moth. They get back a creature swap. Oh, I remember. I remember. Yeah, we knocked they knocked our moth. They knocked our moth and forgot about a second moth, and I remember they just scooped because of a not redoable game state. So I was like, let's finish at least, because it was, at the time, it was such a cool match, such a great opponent, such a cool back and forth. I don't think we would have won. They had Tribe, Snatch, and Creature Swap. No. We, like, they would have, so they would have gotten back the Serpent. Yeah, I think they just would have used Tribe and get in. We would have lost. So let's call it a draw, kind of. They scooped. I would have finished it, so we would have lost. But this was one cool match against a skilled Dark Magician control, Chaos control deck from Glob of Ectoplasm. Thanks for the cool match, and thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, give it a thumbs up. Construct is signing out. I wish you all a good day. See you next episode.